All right.
Recording, boys and gals.
In Spanish, they call liberty.
Oh,
All right, let's check in over here in the front of the room. Now, quick question. How many of us have ever had an awkward moment? Yeah. Now, I know one of my most awkward moments, right? So I'm like, this was in middle school, and I had a crush on this girl. So I'm going out, and I'm about to like play soccer, and for some reason I was like, hey, if she sees my soccer skills, which didn't exist, by the way, like if she sees my soccer skills, she'll like me, right? So I go out onto the field. This is all a true story. I walk out, I take 4 steps onto the field, and a ball hits me right in the stomach. Immediately, I'm just like, you know what? Okay, I'm done. That's it. I'm good. Someone else kicks it from the other side of like me, and it hits me in the head. At this point, I'm just disoriented. I don't know where to go, so I'm just like walking. I'm like, whatever. Okay, I'm gonna stand for like a few seconds in case someone else kicks the ball. No one did. All right, we're good. I start walking off the field, and it hits me in the face. The ball. That's 3 hits in like 6 seconds, right? Now, we may not have had a story that's like as embarrassing as this. Oh, by the way, she was. I saw her, and she was just like okay, and she just walked away. Like she was just so upset. So I wrote that one off. That never happened. But like the story did. But the thing with the girl never happened. But we may not have had a story that's as awkward or embarrassing as this. But who would like to share maybe an awkward or embarrassing story that happened to them in the past?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like
Actually, you know, let's actually get your name really quick.
Brett.
No, just your. I just want to know what to call you. Jose. Nice to meet you, Jose.
It was like already gonna be like promotion, like for 8th grade, and then while I was playing, but I think I forgot to play my instrument because it was a flute, and it didn't really sound like I was playing like everyone else did. I was just trying to sound like.
So you're just like ghost playing the flute over there? Oh gosh, yeah, that's a little weird. Similar thing happened to me in 8th grade. We had like our little index card. We had one instruction: do not lose your index card. And it had our name, and it had like something like a quote we wanted to have on there. And I was like, okay, I'm not gonna lose this. And then they call my row. They're like, row D, go up to the front. I'm like, all right, awesome. So I'm going, and in my mind, I've got my index card in my hand. And I look down, and it's not in my hand at all. And I look back at my seat, and it's chilling there. And I was like, yo, these are really narrow aisles. So I had to like be like, oh, excuse me, pardon me, like against like 8 people, and then like the entire crowd saw me. It was super weird. But yeah, we've all had like our own awkward and embarrassing experiences, right? But there's nothing more awkward than when there's someone talking to you, right? And you're just like tuning out the entire time. And then they just look at you and they're like, right? And you're just like, you have no idea what they said. Because at that point you have 3 options. You have one option, which is just run away. You just run and you never look back, right? That's one option. The second option is just, hey, I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said, which none of us ever do, let's be honest. We never actually asked what they said. And then your third option is to just say, yeah, for sure, man. Like, yeah, you're right. Doesn't always work because sometimes they don't ask you questions, or even they don't ask you yes or no questions. They'll be like, hey man, how old are you? And you're just like, yeah, dude, for sure. And then you just walk away. So a lot of times what we're saying and what we're hearing can get lost in translation, right? How many times has that happened to us? Like, let's just shoot a hand up if that's ever happened to us. Yeah. Look, if we've ever had like just been tuning someone out and then we realize that we haven't listened to a word they said. Yeah. So in just a second, we'll be doing an activity to see how communication can get lost in translation and how at the end of the day, we may not even be hearing what someone's saying even though they're talking directly to us. So when we do this, a few things will happen, right? So when we say circle up, when we say what? Let's try that again. When we hear the word, when we hear circle up, when we hear what? When we hear circle up, exactly. So when we hear circle up, we'll be getting into a circle around. We'll do just these 2 front desks right here, and we'll be getting like shoulder to shoulder with the people next to us. All right. So again, when we hear circle up, we are getting shoulder to shoulder with the people next to us, making a circle around these front two desks. All right, let's circle up.
Why do we
It's a flop. It's fine. Whatever it is. Oh, this is. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have you guys squeeze like over, like no, over to the around the back. Yeah. And then. Yeah, we'll just try and make this circular. We'll have you. We'll scooch over. That's okay. And we'll finish out the circle around here. In your way back around me. I'm not going to bite, I swear. I will not.
Guys, right now you're not in a circle.
Alright, and let's scooch over here for we kind of left out of the circle. Let's take a couple steps in, let's make sure we're part of the circle, guys.
Are you okay?
So, how many of us have ever had bad reception on our telephone? Right, and we have no idea what the other person's saying. We get stuck in that same scenario we were just in, where we're just like, yeah, dude, for sure.
Yeah.
Now, what we'll do is, what was your name? So Julia is going to hear me tell her a message. Then Julia will pass that message on to the person that's next to her. Then they will pass that person on to the next person. But we're just going to whisper it. We're going to say it one time, and we cannot repeat it, right? So let's check it over here. So if we don't hear what the person next to us said, we're going to guess, right? We're going to try to take our best guess and see what we end up with in the end, right? So I will now say a message to Julia. Let's make sure we are listening to the people next to us when they're actually telling us that message. This is one that I actually messed up on really badly a couple of years ago. Terrible.
Are you serious?
No, it's good. If we don't hear, we're just going to take our best guess. So where's that message? So making our way, making that message. That message is making its way around the circle. How many of us are excited for Thanksgiving break?
Huh?
It's funny because we just you were tuning in. You didn't hear. It's this. You get it?
Happy Thanksgiving.
So sorry, let's get a little bit louder. What was that? So, okay. So the message we ended up with, and let's actually make sure that we're hopping out of the seats. We're standing up around the circle. So we're getting on our feet on the circle. So that message that we actually ended up with was Happy Thanksgiving. Let's check it over here, you guys.
Matthew, get off my table. Dang.
Now that message that we actually ended up with was Happy Thanksgiving, Babushka. Now, what was that message that I gave you? Yeah, so agriculture is the future. Now, I messed up on that one a few years back. See, that was getting passed around the circle, and I heard a roller coaster to the future. I was the one that messed it up really bad. And by the end of it, it was something about Doritos. Like when everything was sent up. I don't know how it got to Doritos, but it did. Now let's all take a seat just around the room, and let's try and take up these front desks. Once we've taken a seat, let's check in over here in the front of the room. So what were some of the things, or what literally did we just do?
Line.
Yeah, we talked to each other, right? We were trying to pass that message from one end to the other, right? So why did we do this? Like not other than like I told you to, but other than that, why might we have done this? Yeah, see if we maybe might have misunderstood. And I think I heard the word over here somewhere. I heard communication, right? Yeah, communication skills. Now, when we're doing that whole like, yeah, dude, I totally understood you. How can that be affecting us when it comes to what the other person might have said? Yeah. Yeah, definitely. We don't know what they could have said, and it could have been good or bad. And I mean, if we just say, yeah, we can be agreeing to something that we totally didn't want to do, right? So, what can we do in the future to make sure that that wouldn't happen, or to make sure that we're not agreeing to things that we don't want to agree? We don't have to raise a hand either. We can just like say it out. Yeah. Definitely, yeah. So when we improve our listening skills, we're improving those same communication skills, right? Yeah. So as we go on, let's make sure we're keeping those listening skills and those communication skills on point, so that we're not agreeing to things we don't want to be doing, and so that when we are engaged, we're making sure we're making the best of those situations, right? We all agree to do that? Perfect. Thank you, guys. Yeah, we're good. Yeah.